Hello, welcome to episode 4 of Quarantine Kitchen. My name is Viv, I hope you are well. I spent yesterday rescheduling my wedding for a year and a half after it is meant to have taken place. So I hope you had a better day yesterday than I did. Seriously though, it is fine. It's disappointing, but we're all facing disappointing things. But in the face of that, we must go on, and so we cook. Lots of people ask me for recipes for lentils, and the thing is with lentils is there are loads of different kinds, but today's recipe is for my friend Brooke, whose birthday it is, and she specifically asked for a recipe for green tinned lentils. It is I guess a grain bowl? I don't know, people call them all kinds of things, but it's a bowl of things. So you will need a tin or some cooked like brown or green lentils. The ones that look like this, they're kind of nice and juicy. You don't want like the sort of flat red ones because they won't do the trick for this particular recipe. So you've got your lentils, rice, can be hot or cold rice, mushrooms, and I've chopped up the mushrooms and also put some garlic on top of them, which I'm going to fry in a second. I have grated some carrot, and over the carrot I squeezed some lemon, and I also put on a little bit of salt and pepper. If you don't have carrot, you can also grate up a courgette or a zucchini, broccoli, which I'm going to show you how to chop up in a second. If you have it, some spring onions to sprinkle on top. If you eat eggs, an egg, which we're going to hard boil. And if you have it, some tahini. Thank you to my friend Claire for bringing me this tahini. Also some sesame oil. You can make this without either of those things. And in fact, you can substitute most things in this recipe. Like, it does not have to be mushrooms, it could be tofu, or it could be tuna or chicken or whatever you want. I think you just want some rice, some lentils, or indeed any other kind of bean, and then you just sort of go from there and you build it with whatever you have. So, how do we chop up broccoli? It's actually kind of tricky. I like to start from the base because you can kind of cut down into it like this and then sort of pull it apart, and it kind of comes apart naturally like that, and then you've got a better look at the different stalks. We're basically pretending like we have broccolini, which is like long and thin, but crucially much more expensive than regular broccoli. So we're going to cut into it like that, and we can see it's got these sort of natural fault lines to chop into, making them look like that. So that's pretty nifty, and you can kind of go like that, and it also helps to sort of make it a little bit flat like that. So I've put the broccoli in with some vegetable oil and some salt. That's all you need. And I'm going to encourage everyone to cook the broccoli for a long time, like until it is really quite brown. So you can see now how that's getting actually really quite brown, and that is the effect that you want. So basically, once everyone is looking as crispy as this one, and now we're going to cook the mushrooms. I'm going to cook them in exactly the same pan and exactly the same oil as I cooked the broccoli. Saves on washing up, doesn't it? You want a medium heat for these guys. If they cook too slowly, I think they just kind of get a bit watery. I think we've all cooked mushrooms before. It's just like gone in a puddle of its own stuff. Basically, you want them to end up looking quite crispy. I should have put a little sprinkle of salt on that. I'm going to do that now. Okay, now it's time to assemble our bowl. First, I'm going to put in about a quarter to maybe a third of the bottom of the bowl rice. Then a similar amount of lentils. I actually gave these a rinse sort of in the can, kind of ran water through the can, because I don't have a sieve. You can cook these, but you don't have to. That's the wonderful thing about canned lentils. I'm gonna pop in the mushrooms. And now for a bit of colour, the carrot. Put broccoli over the top. I'm going to put a little bit of sesame oil over everything. It is not essential, but it is real good. Also, if you have it, some tahini. Sprinkle like that. Some spring onions over the top. Black sesame seeds, or Nigella seeds as they're also known. I've also got some regular sesame seeds, so I'm going to stick those on too. Why the hell not? And finally, if you eat eggs, pop in a little boiled egg. And there you have it. The thing I love about doing a bowl like this is that it's very flexible in terms of what you put in it. So like if you don't have rice, you could put in pearl barley, or if you don't have lentils, you could put in some kind of bean or chickpea. And if you don't have carrot, you could put in courgette. Like, it's kind of endless permutations of things. Also, everything doesn't have to be hot. It can be hot, or half of it can be hot. So you don't need to sort of worry about timings and things like that. If you don't have, say, something like tahini, you can put on some hot sauce, which I might do anyway, to be honest. I will be back tomorrow with more recipes of kidney beans and lentils and rice and anything else that you could possibly wish for from your storage cupboard. And just a reminder to everyone that I've been seeing, certainly here in London, loads of small independent grocers are still open. They still have lots of lovely fresh produce, pasta, lovely tins of things, lovely jarred things. Where I live in East London, Asian grocers and Asian supermarkets, they're absolutely thriving. The street vendors as well. So you don't have to just go to the big supermarket where everyone is having a fist fight over the last, mushroom. Even like corner stores often have loads of food and other supplies. So go check those out. They're probably really struggling right now, and they probably have what you need as well. See you in isolation.